Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of the Cover Up Show. I am your host, Rahmat Wasim. Cover Up Show is designed to demystify the mystery surrounding the personality of the Muslim woman, giving her a voice and celebrating her. The yearning drives you to do anything. Spend all your money, time, chasing just this one thing. This yearning never goes away. It sucks the living out of you. Let me try just one more time, you say. You pray. Continue to pray. Intense prayers that will bring angels to their knees. Tears flow like river down your cheeks. The burden of guilt is heavy, overwhelming, and it burns. To you, Allah says that to him belongs the kingdom of heaven and the earth. He creates what he wills. He bestows female offspring upon him whom he wills, and male offspring upon whom he wills. He also bestows both males and females, and he renders some barren. He is all-knowing and able to do all things. Today, our motivational quote is from Quran chapter 44, verses 49 to 50. On Cover Up today, we're also looking at burning guilt, the psychosocial problems of infertility. The joy of every couple is the sound of a baby crying. However, getting pregnant can be complicated. It is an emotional roller coaster road and it can be discouraging. In 1 minute, you're looking forward to holding and having your own family. Grow your own, and suddenly the beam of hope just leaves you. Infertility is said to be prevalent in most marriages, and according to research, 1 out of 8 couples may have problems conceiving or maintaining pregnancy. Staying positive has been established to be the key in the journey. Research has also confirmed that women with high level of stress have higher risk of not getting pregnant or sustaining one. Today we are looking, as I said, the psychosocial causes of infertility with Free. She is also the founder of Oh Happy Day Ghana, a foundation that seeks to help persons or couples fighting with infertility. Madam, you're welcome to Cover Up Show.
Thank you very much
for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing well. Before we start, I want us to look at conception in general. When we say someone has conceived, what process does it? What form? What is it?
Well, conception means that the woman has ovulated, and when we say ovulated, the woman has released an egg. She has had unprotected sexual intercourse with her husband. So the sperm and the egg have met, and some sort of life has started growing in her.
What will cause someone not to go through that process? Because it's when that process is absent that we'll say maybe infertility is coming in, or is bigger than that. Infertility is bigger than that.
Yes. So I mentioned that the woman ovulates, she has unprotected sex with her husband, and then it happens. So the problems that can prevent this from happening are problems from the woman and problems from the man. So for problems from the woman, it could be that you have hormonal problems. It could be a previous infection that has affected the birth tract, usually up to the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube is where the egg waits for the sperm. So if that tube is blocked, then you would have a problem getting pregnant. There are women who don't also ovulate. They menstruate all right, but they don't ovulate. They don't ovulate at all. So that means that
natural, nothing caused it.
Yeah, something can cause it. Some women are also born with it. So if you don't ovulate, what it means is that you are not releasing the egg for the sperm to fuse with. So that can also cause a break in the process, or can cause infertility. On the side of the man, there is also infection can also be a problem. Hormonal problems can also be a problem. Lifestyle issues on the side of the man, like too much alcohol, too much smoking, and then activities that would generate heat around the testicles can also prevent the conception. So common biking.
Okay.
So if you are a biker, you bike every day, more than 2 hours a day, and then you continue, it can generate heat. Okay. So you produce the sperm and they die. If the man lies wearing nylon panties, it is also another.
Like the briefs, their boxers.
Exactly, the boxers. In fact, there's a good reason why God hung the testes outside.
To be free.
To be free, because even the normal body temperature is too high for the sperm. Okay. And that's why the testes is outside, so that it can have some cool air to survive. And so men who like wearing too many clothes, after the boxer shorts, there's another thing before the trouser comes in. They produce the sperm all right, but the sperm can die before sexual intercourse. But among the men and the women, another thing that can be a huge factor is stress. So a man who is highly stressed, it affects how the sperm is formed. A woman who is highly stressed, she doesn't ovulate, and so the pregnancy cannot happen. So there are a host, so many factors that can cause infertility. But statistically, when you look at it, the contribution from the man and that from the woman is equal. Okay. Because in 40% of the cases, the cause is from the woman. In another 40% is from the man.
So infertility is not a woman's thing.
No, it's not a woman's thing.
You know, you go like, oh, you've tempered with your womb.
No.
You've sacrificed all your kids.
Yes.
You have rendered your womb barren. Yes. It's as if everything.
Or you've had too many abortions.
Abortions, yes.
No, it's not a woman's thing. It's not a woman.
But share. Abortion can cause.
If it is an unsafe abortion, yes, it can, because you develop infection. The infection will block the tubes, and then you can't get pregnant. So yes, abortion is a huge factor. So I mentioned the 40-40 for the men and women. The 20%, scientifically, we don't know where it's coming from. So that's why the doctor will say, "Oh, you are both okay."
To check this.
They say we are okay, but we don't know where the cause is coming from. But you are not getting pregnant. But psychosocially, if you check, it may be a psychosocial factor. The act of just waiting to get pregnant. Anytime you're having sexual intercourse, both of them are thinking, as for this one, it must be a pregnancy. That one alone will prevent it from happening. Yes. So for now, we are thinking that maybe that 20% could be related to the psychosocial aspect.
So the psychosocial aspect, is it something we should be taking serious? You've actually done the research and into it.
Yes.
Please shed light on the impact. How deeply that psychosocial side can affect.
Yes.
And let's break the psychosocial aspect down. What that means.
Okay.
What does it mean when we see the psychosocial effect?
Okay. So let me break it down before I talk about the research. So psychosocial means that psychologically there are factors related to infertility, or there are factors of infertility which affects your mind. And then sociologically there are factors. We live in a community. There are factors within the society that also affect you, because
the pressure from people.
Exactly. So the psychological factors are the fact that you are worried, you are always sad, you are depressed, you are anxious, you start isolating yourself, and all of that. All that brings about a lot of things that are happening in your mind, and it makes you behave in a particular way. The social aspects are the fact that we live in a community, we have families. The family, first of all, will start talking, they will ask questions, then the community will start gossiping. And when the gossips gets back to the couple, that's when they start to say, no, I won't go here. Exactly. That's when they will say, I won't go here, I won't go there. So those are the psychosocial factors.
And it can be so overwhelming to the extent that it can even have inhibit you conceiving.
Yes, exactly. It can. Wow. It can. So in my research, I did a previous research in which I investigated into the beliefs that we have associated with infertility. And then I went further to look at the influence of these beliefs on the levels of depression, on the levels of anxiety, stigma, stress, and social isolation. And this was among Ghanaian women. Okay. So in Ghana, the fact that the doctor says you have infertility, it is not a diagnosis that makes you depressed, but your belief that if I am old, who will take care of me? How will other people see me? Every woman is getting pregnant. Why me? All those beliefs, that's what increases your level of depression. And this is where the psychosocial management comes in.
What does the depression do? Does it pump some hormone into your body that stops the whole process of conception? Or I don't know, what does it do?
Depression puts you into some sort of stress. So depression means that, for instance, there are certain things you used to do that makes you happy, you will stop doing them. You call back into yourself. And all you are doing is just having negative thoughts in your mind. Now, if you are stressed as a woman, your body naturally, we have good stress and we have bad stress. The good stress is the one, it comes and goes. Pushes you. So it drives you. So for instance, if a snake should appear here right now, something happens in our body and we all start running. As soon as we run away from the snake, we are fine and we are back to normal. Now, the bad stress is the one that will affect you. That you keep on seeing the snake in your mind and you don't know how to do.
You keep on running.
So that kind of stress will induce your body to produce what we call stress hormones. And one of those stress hormones is what we call prolactin.
Okay.
In a woman, if you have high levels of prolactin, you don't ovulate. Even you can be a very fertile woman, but once you have high levels of that hormone, you don't ovulate. Wow. And that's one of the hormones that the doctors look for when they send you to lab to see why you are not ovulating. In a man, if you are also stressed, it affects how the sperm is formed. So the sperm, you can have a sperm formed with a short tail, without a tail, with some parts, with some parts, and it's just because of the stress. And it's just, and it's just because of the stress. Survive? So they are the ones, even if they are able to impregnate a woman, it ends in a miscarriage.
So it's not every miscarriage that is
No. Some of them are, induced by God, because it's not, something is wrong somewhere. So those are the psychosocial effects of infertility on both the man and the woman. And as you can see, until we are able to manage these psychosocial problems, the biological aspect or whatever the doctor is treating, the infection, and you are still worried, you are thinking you don't ovulate, it won't happen. Now, I still want to talk about some other aspect of the psychological or the psychosocial problems. There's something we call grieving. We all know about that. We all grieve. When you lose something important, you grieve, you cry about it, and at a certain point, you have to stop. So this grieving process has about 5 steps. So you start by denying that it hasn't happened. No, it's not me.
This is not my portion.
That is not my portion, yes. And then that will lead you to anger. From anger, it will lead you to frustration, what we call bargaining. The bargaining aspect has to do with, you see, if I had done this, this wouldn't have happened. In terms of infertility, it's because I had abortion 10 years ago. If I didn't do that, it wouldn't have happened. If I didn't do that, you are bargaining. And that will transition you into depression when they realize, okay, it's because I did all of these things. So now I have no choice, I'm being punished. And the normal grieving process, you will pass the depression phase and go into the last phase we call acceptance. You have no choice but to accept that you have lost whatever you are mourning. But in terms of depression, they remain infertility. They remain at the depression stage till something happens, and that something happening is either they get pregnant or they have counseling. That's where the danger is with infertility. So so couples with infertility are always grieving. They see a woman pregnant and she grieves. She is pregnant. Why not me? Why I'm also a woman? Why can't I get pregnant?
No,
she's grieving.
Maybe she's jealous.
Not that she's jealous. Not that she's jealous. Somebody calls her child and she's angry, grieving. You know, so throughout the day they can grieve several times.
Madam, it's getting interesting, and I am getting out of my seat. Doctor, before the break, we were looking at the counseling, how best we can manage the psychosocial. So we've seen the effects. We know it can cause infertility. It has an effect on your you conceiving or not. How do we manage it?
Yeah. So when we talk about counseling, some people think about it as you go and see the counselor once. Or people send their minds back to marital counseling or religious counseling. When we are talking about counseling for infertility, we go beyond that. Because infertility is associated with so many problems. And so if you give them counseling for 1 week, it doesn't help. I have also done that in my research, and I noticed that in the research, we counsel them for 12 weeks. So the first 4 weeks, it's almost, the first 4 weeks, it's almost like it's difficult for them to open up. They are not trusting. Should I open up? Should I not open up? How do I?
Telling people, strangers about my problems.
Exactly, and all of that. It's by the 5th and the 6th week that they are able to open up to talk about it. Some trust in you, the counselor, and they can open up to talk about it. And so the issues associated with infertility, as we talked so far, are the fact that they don't even understand this infertility. Even though they are going to the hospital, nobody has taken the time to explain to them what infertility is and why they are suffering from it. So that one alone causes some amount of anxiety. And so in the counseling, you have to be able to explain to them what that means and their chances or the options that are available for them. I also mentioned that they grieve a lot. A lot of us annoying them. Within themselves, they blame themselves and they keep, they have a lot of negative, the burning guilt. That makes them angry people. Some people describe them as angry people, but it's not their fault. It's not their fault. That is the condition that makes them like that. One other aspect that I forgot to talk about is the sexual aspect. So couples who are struggling with infertility, a time comes, even having sex, it becomes mechanical. They no longer enjoy the sex. They are having sex because they want a pregnancy, and they don't enjoy it. And at the end of the month, when it doesn't happen, the woman is disappointed. And she feels like, I've done so much, or I've had so much sex, it didn't happen. I'm not going to. And they end up not having the sex. So in the psychosocial management, that's one other thing that we should address.
We should keep falling in love with each other.
Exactly. Once you have the couple who are united, and then you do the right things, you're going to the hospital for the treatment, you are seeing your counselor
I think that
to
is
manage.
Why they see the problem as our problem and not your problem.
Exactly.
If you see it as your problem,
yes,
then that drift will come in. But if we see it as our problem, the husband and the wife, we are a team. There's like the two of us coming together to fight it.
Yes.
And beat it.
And beat it. Then it will work out well. And that's why at Oh Happy Day, we structure our counseling for 12 weeks.
That's your
foundation.
The
foundation. Yes.
Couples battling with infertility.
Yes. So our counseling, we do it for 12 weeks, and we need committed people. So when you come, the form that you fill, there's a column you have to indicate if you will have the time to come for the 12 weeks. Because we know that everything we talk about, all these problems that we tackle each of them every week. So if you don't have the full package, it doesn't help to bring down the stress and the depression that you are going through. So those who want to talk to us, they come to the office. Oh Happy Day has an office in Accra Central. It's on the 3rd floor of Ghana House, right opposite City Car Park. Yes. So, and they all know there. You can come into the office, or you give us a call The office line is 030-261. I think I'm messing up a bit. The office line is 030-263-1796. So those who cannot come, they call, and then we talk to them. Some of them call my cell phone. So at any time, they have a problem, they have a question, they're struggling to handle certain things, they call, and then we manage it.
As we have the structures now, what can they do on their own? Because traditionally, what they try to do is, okay, give you a niece or a nephew. If someone had a child and is late, maybe they can pass it on to you. But going further, what can be done? Should we look at the options of adoption?
Yes. Adopting is very good. But before even the adoption, we are encouraging the public, families. We are encouraging families and the whole public not to put that pressure on them. Some people get married because they love each other. So stop asking, when are we coming for your adoring? Stop asking them why they are not getting pregnant. Because that puts a lot of pressure on them. Once you know they are married, please stop talking about babies.
It's from God.
Yes, they are gift from God. At the right time, yes, it will come. I have some of my clients who have stopped going to church. Because just as you said at the beginning, they go to church and then they trust the pastors. They tell the pastors their problems. And every time there's a deliverance service in the church, they call them out for the prayers. And at the end of the day, the whole church gets to know that, oh, she's looking for a child. And so people approach them. Stop wearing high heels. They are the reason why you are not getting pregnant. Stop wearing trousers. Stop wearing that. Stop eating this and stop that and stop that. You are dressing too much. You know, and all of that. So when they are tired of hearing this, they stop going to church. And some hop from one church to the other.
I have different counseling.
Exactly.
Some even decorate a whole room.
Yes.
Waiting for the baby.
The baby, because that's what the pastor said they should do. There's one of them who has now become a Catholic by force. Because she has room from church to church. And everywhere she goes, the deliverance is for her. And she realized that, oh, in the Catholic Church, they don't do that. So she remained there. So we should stop. The public should stop. The pressure. Stop asking, when are you going to have it? Stop. Pray for them. Stop watching their periods. So pray for them.
And the couple themselves, what should they do?
The couple themselves, they need to trust each other. The man and the woman, they need to be united. It's a disturbing finding I got in my research, and I've been thinking a lot about it. So this is so because of that, the man and the woman, they need to be very united and decide that there's life with or without a child. If we have the child, we say thank God. If it doesn't come, you didn't marry because you wanted to have a child. You married because of love. And God is going to look at the love that exists between you and give you this gift.
Indeed. They say that time flies when you are getting enlightened, and it's been such an interesting and intriguing. My mind is opened, and the perceptions that I had earlier has been totally changed. And I hope my viewers also have had an interesting and insightful episode. Dr. Florence, now Senior Lecturer and Head of Maternal and Child Health Department of the University of Ghana School of Nursing and Midwifery. Madam, we are grateful. Thank you very much. And we hope that your organization, Oh Happy Day Foundation, will keep on soaring and helping women, or especially women and couples in general, but especially women, because they,
carry the burden.
The guilt, that burning guilt is really on the females. You keep on helping them. To my viewers, there's hope. There's actually a helping hand. What you think is the problem might not necessarily be the problem, the issue at all. And from our quotes at the beginning, we realize that Allah does what He pleases. He bestows on whom He pleases. So if it's not coming, go back to Him and seek Him. just know that you begin again. You sometimes lose, sometimes you win, but you still have to begin again. Even though your heart is breaking, in time, the sun will shine and you will smile again. Join us same time, same place next week here, Cineplus TV, movies and more on the Cover Up Show. It's been with me, Rahmat Wasim. Stay blessed. Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah be with us all.